Hi, I'm Janine Wolfe. Today I want to talk to you about the holidays and specifically what it's like for people who are grieving the loss of a loved one during the holidays. First of all, I'd like to address people who might know somebody who is grieving and they might be experiencing their first holiday season without their loved one, or even down the road further since that loss and still needing some comfort and some love for their friends. So some of the things that you can do to show support to someone who is grieving is ask them how they're doing. Acknowledge that the holidays can be particularly hard when you've lost somebody that you love, and find out how they're doing, if they need someone to talk to, or if there's any other way that you could help them. Keep in mind that it's okay to use the name of the person who died. Very often people think, oh, I don't want to, talk about the person who died because they might not be thinking about it and I don't want to make them sad. But most likely they're either at a place where they're thinking about it a whole lot because their grief is really fresh, or it's further down the road and they're going to be really appreciative that somebody is remembering that person that they love. Those simple acts of kindness can be really helpful for somebody who is really facing a lot during the holidays. Other things such as offering to bring a meal, running errands, helping out with their kids. We think that once someone is a couple months out from the loss, they don't really need those things anymore, but they're always helpful and always appreciated. If you are the person who has lost somebody you love, the holidays are a particularly good time to focus on yourself and your needs and those of your family. Grief varies, and it's not a straight continuum like we used to think, but people can go in and out of the different phases of grief, and oftentimes they might be triggered by feelings that they weren't anticipating with the holidays coming on. So I'd like to offer some suggestions to you. It's okay to limit the events and the commitments that you have. Very often we feel like we have to accept every request to come to an event or help out with something, and that's really just not the case. It is okay for you to just say, no thank you, I'm not available. You don't even offer an explanation. In most cases, that's certainly okay. It's difficult to do, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. You might also want to consider decorating differently. Very often families have specific ways that they decorate for the holidays. They have traditions and things that they've always done, and it can be incredibly painful to carry on those things without the person that used to be a part of their life. It's also okay to decide that not only are you going to decorate differently, but maybe you might just really minimally decorate or not decorate at all. Sometimes that depends on if you have children or not, or who the other people who have been impacted by the death are, and if they need to have some of those things carried on. The other thing you could do is create a new tradition. Come up with some new things that you didn't do with the person who has died, so that you can have those memories and moving forward in honor that you are still alive, the rest of the people are still alive, and that life does go on without having the painful memory of acknowledging that the person you love is not still there. You might also consider having a memorial for that person at family gatherings. Very often people will have a lighted candle at a mealtime during the holidays, or include some sort of special celebration during family gathering time, so that everyone can acknowledge that that person is missed and loved.